Hey guys, what's up? So like I said, here's the video for this week's news since yesterday's was so short. So we'll start off by the big news from yesterday. The longest shutdown in U.S. history ended after 35 days, but it looks like it's only going to be temporary. He says he's going to let it roll for 3 weeks. He's signed some legislation funding the shuttered agencies until February 15th, is what he claims. That's all I got on that now, but if I hear anything else, I'll definitely let you guys know. Now, a few other things that happened this week that I'll go over. One, in relation to my first video, the kids with the hats and all that. On Twitter, a girl posted a video. Here, I'll just read the quote. It says, the Covington Catholic boys harassed my friends and I before the incident with Nathan Phillips even happened. I'm tired of reading things saying they were provoked by anyone else other than their own egos and ignorance. I watched the video. It's only about 15 seconds long. So it's hard to tell, one, if it is even the same kids. It looks like it probably is, so it's safe to assume that that's the case. But there's really no way of telling if it did happen before the other incident or not. Anyway, in the video, you can hear the kids yelling, make America great again, build the wall, the stuff they were, accused of saying that I didn't see in the other video, so there is video of them actually saying those things. And at the end, it's one of them yells something it sounds either like slut or fuck. I'm not sure which it is, but, whatever. As I said in the other video, they're kids. They're going to do dumb shit. That doesn't excuse their actions, but, take it however you want. Okay. Next up, also in relation to that, a journalist was fired from Vulture after he wished death threats on those kids. His name was Eric Abris on Twitter. He was Eric Pay the Teacher's Man Albris. I went over on his Twitter to see if I could find the tweet, but his Twitter's locked. If you don't use Twitter, that just means that the only way you can view his profile is if you're a follower of his, a verified follower of his. But I was able to find the tweet, and it says, I don't know what it says about me, but I've truly lost the ability to articulate the hysterical rage, nausea, and heartache this makes me feel. I just want these people to die. Simple as that. Every single one of them and their parents. So he was fired because he, wished that some kids and their parents would die, which is do I agree with it? No, but were they within their right in firing him? Yeah, because they're a private business, so they had that right. But, I think that, your personal life and your business life should be separate, but that's just not the way it works. Again, he did threaten, not threaten. Death threats, I feel like, okay, he was fired for wishing death, sorry, not for death threats. So he did wish death upon some teenagers, which is pretty drastic, but, whatever. Vulture said, while we appreciated his work, it is clear that he is no longer aligned with our company's core values of respect and tolerance. Therefore, as of January 21st, 2009, we have severed ties with Abris. So that's all on that whole situation. If anything else comes out of this, situation with the kids and the Native Americans and the Hebrew Israelites, I'll keep you updated. But I'm pretty sure that ship has sailed. Actually, speaking of ships, that's a good segue into my next portion. So there's an event called Jam Cruise. This is something that I haven't seen reported. I'm part of a secret Facebook group with people who are on this cruise. What Jam Cruise is it's a cruise, obviously, where a bunch of jam bands are on there, and you can buy your ticket for I want to say the price is, well, it's a lot, and the expectation is you go, you drink, you party, you watch some bands. So it's type of crowd that sort of thing draws usually use drugs. And one of the things that was happening is they got a new security team called I believe it was NCI, and they were busting people for, allegedly, this is all from the Facebook group. Like I said, I haven't seen it anywhere else, but I have seen evidence that people were posting these things on the official Jam Cruise Facebook, and they were deleted immediately after. So it's definitely, the people that are saying these things are being silenced on that Facebook page. So I don't know if that you know, adds anything or not, but I just thought I'd let you know. But in addition to that, people are getting arrested, and that's one thing, to arrest people for drugs because they are illegal. They're in international waters. Sorry, they're not arresting them. They're putting them in the brig, which is the boat equivalent to jail. And once again, I don't have any proof to this, but allegedly a lot of people were, kicked off the boat when they got to the next port, and then were, they had to find their own way back to America or whichever country they came from, which is, once again, drugs are illegal, so whatever. But the real big thing is what started this whole thing with this secret group being created and everything is that there was a girl who she was her claim is that she was roofied or slipped something, not necessarily a roofie. And when she reported it to the security staff, she was locked in a room and told, that she was a security risk and not allowed to participate anymore. So she was basically punished for being drugged. And then she tried to post it on the Jam Crew's Facebook page to warn people, and it was immediately taken down. Which I can see maybe from a PR stance why they would do that, but that's something that, you'd think you'd want your passengers to know so that they could be aware of it and try and stay safe. That's all I have on that. If anything else comes of it, and I get real solid evidence that it's happening, I'll definitely continue with that. But that's mostly what I got from that. And the last thing I'm going to go over here is what's called Senator Warren. He introduced it's called the Stop Stupidity Act, and stupidity is an acronym for shutdowns transferring unnecessary pain and inflicting damage in the current years. So basically, what that is he wrote a bill to make sure that if there's another long-term shutdown like this one, people who were furloughed and had to work without pay and whatnot, I'll get some sort of compensation. And the text in the bill reads, "A bill for continuing appropriations in the event of a lapse in appropriations under the normal appropriations process, other than for the legislative branch and the executive office of the president." So what that means is he wants to set up a fund for the people I mentioned before that were furloughed and going without pay, so that if this happens again, that there will be money for them to collect, so that they're not in this situation because the higher ups, can't come to an agreement and reopen the government back up. And the funny part there at the end is it says, other than for the legislative branch and the executive office of the president. So people who are members of the legislative branch and the president himself, they're still not going to get paid. So that kind of they're still, most of them are rich anyway, but it's some sort of what's the word I'm looking for here, motivation for them to continue making conversation and trying to get everything figured out. But that's all I got for you guys today. Keep the suggestions coming. Let me know if there's anything in particular you want me to cover in a big video, or keep sending me small news articles to look at and cover. Like I said, that's all for today. I'll see you next Friday. Thanks, guys.